Hey 10%ers, this is Michael at Trading Escapes. You can find us at tradingescapes.com. It is time for the weekly wrap up. We're going to do a weekly wrap up on the week of January 14th, 2019. You can see that we have the overview here. We took 12 trades. We were trading at AMD and MU. The week went fairly well. Definitely some things we could have done better. The big thing for the week was it marked our jump in size. So we went from 1,000 shares to 3,000 shares. And so the week was probably spent mostly adjusting to the psychology of watching the P&L. And I did a little trick and covered up the P&L while I was trading. Whatever works for you. I watched the video with Steve Ducks one time, Stephen Ducks, and he said sometimes when he has to get out of a trade, he closes his eyes and pushes the button. So don't feel bad when you come up with little tips and tricks and things that work for you. I literally take a piece of tape on my screen and put it over the P&L, and so I don't have to watch it go up and down because I'm watching other things. You're watching the technicals, you're watching the candles, you're watching the level 2, the volume, where in the level of the chart that you're at. So it's not about making that money. And well, let me back up. It is about making that money, but that's not the goal. And it's really important that you find a way to make sure that that's not the goal for you. The goal is to trade better, and the money will come along with that. The way from a psychological standpoint, I mean, it's really important to understand that if you set your P&L, if you set the profit as the goal, it's going to have a negative outcome on your trading because it's going to do a couple things. Number one, you're going to have really low days when you don't meet your goals or you have a red day. And you don't want that because you have to trade the next day or the next week or whatever your frequency is. So you need to have a strategy that, or not a strategy, but a method to keep your mind right. And so whatever works for you, you'll develop that over time. We're still developing it. We're trying to find a way to get it every morning. Come in and say, okay, what we're trying to do is trade better. We messed up our trades yesterday. We had good trades. We had bad trades. We want to today we want to trade better. And every time you do that, the money follows, right? You don't need to even worry about the money. The money's going to follow. So anyway, let's get into this. It's Sunday evening here. I want to get this out to you. Tomorrow is actually a holiday, Martin Luther King's Day, so no trading tomorrow. But I want to go ahead and get this posted. So we're going to jump into Monday. I think we've taken 12 trades, $560 in profit for the week. You can see that we had 2 red days, 3 green days. Well, Tuesday was kind of a flat day. Could have been much better, but at least we came out with 560 for the week. We're up 1460 for the month so far. We took 12 trades, I think I mentioned, and we're going to jump into Monday and see what we have. So starting with MU, we took 2 trades on MU. No changes. What we had here was we had a trigger to the upside. So we triggered at 34.79 in this candle right here. We let this candle run, and then we got in on the pullback here. It's 34.73. So entry was right here, and as you can see, it just completely failed on us. Turned the other direction and stopped us out. So we held. We took a full loss on that, which again is a good thing. We were following our strategy. We were making sure that we were doing what we needed to do to let the trade work. So we got stopped out here. Second trade, as we came down, hit the 20, bounced off the 20, jumped off the 50. We had this pin bar candle come up. It just couldn't make another break to the upside. And after having this loss, we decided to go short. So we jumped in short here as it breaks down through the 50. And as you can see, we start to see this failure and we jump out. It worked out for us. It could have possibly been, we could have possibly held this and had, full profit. But as you can see, today it worked out for us. So we took a small profit on that, which was a good thing. So no changes here. We did exactly what we needed to do. In hindsight, looking at it, I'm looking at these candles here, as we come up, and it's looking like it's not holding, it's not pushing well to the upside. So we possibly could have waited and tried to see if we could have taken a trade at the 20. But as you can see, even if we waited and held that to the 20, we would have gotten a trade and it would have still failed. So maybe we would have broken even instead of taking a loss. But no changes on MU for Monday. So we jump in here. We had one trade on AMD, and as you can see, we triggered right here. We kind of get in on the trigger candle, probably as it pulls back a little bit. We jump in at 25, basically right at the trigger point, and ride it out up until 35. Now you can see it starts to fail when we get out. Execution, pretty good. We could have waited until we had this pull back to the 9, take a little more out, and we could have held it a little longer. But all in all, a decent trade. Execution was on point, management was on point. We recognized that it was kind of failing here and jumped out. Maybe we got out a little early. We could have pulled another 10 cents out of it, but hey, you're never going to hit the top, right? So that was Monday. All in all, 3 trades, all executed fairly well, and I don't think we really changed too much. I think it was a decent day. It was our second biggest winning day of the week. I think we cleared $500 and some. Let's see here, 581. So yeah, no changes. We were happy with it. Then the next day, on Tuesday, we had a flat day. So let's take a look at that. So coming into Tuesday, we had 2 trades on MU and 1 trade on AMD. We ended up today $5 in the green, so basically a flat day. As you can see, we had a good execution on the MU trade. We pulled down, triggered right here. As it pulls back, we jump in short, and as you can see, it ran the wrong direction on us. Now, I'm not gonna beat us up too much about that. We could have waited longer for the pullback into the 9 and got a better position. And if we had, we could have had a full size winner out of this. One single trade, full size winner. But we did. We executed. We managed, and it was a loser. As it pulls back down, we jump back in right here. And as you can see, we get out at 74. Not a bad trade, but here's the thing. This trade here could have been a full-size winner. We should have managed it better. We knew what was going to happen. We knew it was going down. We tried. Attempt number 1 failed. Attempt number 2 was successful, but we cut it short. We should have held it for full profit. So, there was some issue there on management side. Execution was good. We may have waited a little longer to jump into this, and waited for the pullback, and that would have gave us a little more confidence to hold this down, through the full size winner. But when you come off that loser and then you start to show green, we got out too early. It happens. Is what happened here. On AMD, we actually, it was really slow, and what we ended up doing was seeing this area up here where it failed, and on this 3rd, 4th failure, what we did was we took a short as it broke down through the 9 at 54, and it was a nice breakdown all the way down to 35, 33 level. Now we jumped out early, so we could have held that a little longer, but as we came back up into the 50, we took profit and got out. So it would never have been a full-size winner, but it was also not our setup. So execution-wise, it was kind of an ad hoc trade. We jumped in because we thought we knew what was going to happen. This trade, maybe it shouldn't have happened at all. So I'm not going to say we had changed anything, but in hindsight, we could have held it a little bit longer. So I think we turned a red day into a green day. That's always nice, and we came out with $5 in our pocket. Let's move on to Wednesday. So Wednesday, we had 2 trades on MU. I think the most successful thing that we did on Wednesday you know, it was a red day, so we're looking for the positive here. We were red $634, but the most positive thing that we did was we we took two losers and we walked away. We had no revenge trading. Now you can see we come down, we trigger, and it just pulls back and goes in the wrong direction. We try another attempt to the downside, pulls back on us and goes the wrong direction, and we were out. So, you know, the management, the execution, you know, we could have maybe not taken the second trade, but, you know, it worked earlier in the week for us, didn't work here. So that's just the way it goes. You're never going to be right 100% of the time. So these two trades, execution was good, management was good. If I'd done anything different on Wednesday, it would probably, you know, let's see, let's look at, you know, there's no real trade here on AMD either. So, um, you know, we could have gotten in way out here at the end of the day as it triggers down. 20s to 70s our target. You know, it never really hits full profit. Oh, there it goes. By the end of the day, into the right last candle of the day, we would have hit full profit. So, yeah, you know, we usually don't trade that late in the day, but if we kept it on watch and we were looking at it, you know, maybe we could have taken a trade here and held the drift down to the end of the day. But that's not very realistic for us. So, two losers on Wednesday, both of them. Execution management was good, followed our trade idea, our strategy. You know, it just happened to be a red day. And like we always said, the whole idea here for your plan, which is your edge, right, is to take trades and to take a series of trades. So, and at the end of the day, we had to take these trades because it's part of our plan. And if we're not taking trades as part of our plan, then whatever edge or percentages that we've put together, they're not going to work out. They can't work out because we're not giving them opportunity to work out. So now we will move on to Thursday and see what happened. Thursday we had three trades. I believe one loser, two winners, and all good trades. I mean, it was our biggest day, 926. Unfortunately, you know, we could have held two of the trades to full size. So here we have AMD. AMD, we had we didn't take this trade to the downside. That wasn't a trigger. So if we readjust our levels here, you can see we had a small trigger, but we didn't take that trade. I think the market was going the opposite direction, so we decided not to get in, but we did take the trade to the upside. It was a small winner. Unfortunately, I think we got, 8 cents on the trade, so small. Unfortunately, we did not hold this, and it would have been a full winner. So on that AMD trade, we should have held. On MU, same situation. We did take the trade to the downside, right? And we did get stopped out. So actually, I think we took a small win on that, just a very slight. So we got out before it went negative on us. But as you can see, we took a second trade to the upside, and again, we got out way too early. We could have held this for a full winner. So it was a great day. We were up over $900, but you know, at the end of the day, it should have been a $1,500 day possibly. So, you know, we take what we got, you know, put it in the books. It turned us green for the week. But from a trading standpoint, we certainly could have done better. So let's move on to Friday and see what we have. So Friday, in one aspect, I'm proud of us on Friday because we said we were going to do something. We said if we had a losing trade, that was it. We were stopping. That was it. And we did that. And that's one of the hardest things to do. So I'm proud that we did that. That's something a couple months ago we wouldn't have been able to do. We would revenge trade. We would try to get it back. What I'm really disappointed about on Friday is that we actually took a trade outside of our strategy, right? And that trade ended up being a loser. So we tried to take a short as this came down to this level. We tried to take a short and we got stopped out. The problem with that is if we would have stuck to our strategy, so we never triggered. There was never a trigger point on this trade. But if we look going the opposite direction, we actually trigger right here, have a nice pullback right here. I mean, just beautiful pullback to the 20, and look what happens. Up, up. I mean, we could have, wow, I mean, we could have stayed in profit on this. I mean, at the very least, taken full profit. I mean, say we got in at 45, 75. You were in full profit here for the trade. So we could have managed that and held that basically for the rest of the day. And AMD, we didn't take a trade on it because we said we were going to hold one loser. We lost on MU, so that was it. We packed it up, called it a week. But look what happens. Same thing on AMD. Trigger point right here. Pull back to trigger, entry, or we could have waited for this pullback to the 20 right above trigger, and off to the races, full profit. So, you know, the change here would have definitely been on the MU trade. We didn't stick to our strategy. The idea was off, right? So we did not let it trigger. Execution wasn't really the problem because we never actually let the idea come to play. We never got down into our trigger. If we would have waited for our triggers to hit, we could have possibly taken 2 green trades. So, you know, I'm not. It was the first week that we increased size. There were some nerves going into this. There was, you know, just other things to overcome. I don't feel like we did badly, but we definitely could have been, you know, done better. We ended up 560 in the green. Keep in mind, though, relative, that's only what, $180, $190 because we traded triple size. So you got to divide that by 3. So the week before, we had $525 in profit trading 1,000 shares. We went up, you know, times 3, that would be a $1,500 week. But look what we had. We had a $560 week. So we're at least we're getting some consistency, and you know that's all that matters to us right now is consistency. You know, being able to manage, you know, size, the trades, get in, get out, execution-wise, and trade our idea. I hope everybody had a green week last week. I hope you're ready for this upcoming week. You know, I'm really excited about Tuesday morning. You know, I think we're going to come into it saying, where's the trade? Let's get in, process our execution correctly, and manage it correctly. No getting out early, no cutting it short, and just to see, you know, just to see what happens. Maybe it will be a red day. That's fine. We'll wait for Wednesday. Maybe that'll be a red day. And then on Thursday, we have 2 full-size winners possibly. All in all, it's all good. The math is going to work. That's the key. The math is going to work. We're doing a series of trades. Some people call it an edge, right? And that edge is basically a percentage. That's all they're talking about. When they say the trader's edge or this or strategy, what it comes down to is a percentage. It's have you, you know, over a course, a series of trades, does the math work in your favor? That's it. That's all there is to it. It's very simple. Everybody wants to complicate it. Add into the fact that you systematically, you know, approach this, right? You've got back testing. You've you know, basically looked at the history, how it's going to work. You've got that edge. You use proper risk management, right? You're making sure that you don't blow up your account. Maybe you're scaling in, scaling out. You know, you're doing a 3-to-1 to, you know, reward to risk ratio. It all adds up to a system of trading, and that's what we're trying to get to. You know, we're trying to build a system of trading, and you know, it's hard. There's a lot of moving pieces, but we're getting there. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope we see you next week. Hope we're all green and in the 10% you know, community next week as well. And you know, hope you guys continue to have a great weekend. Enjoy Monday off if you don't have to work. Talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.